Good morning. I woke up to an interesting email, and I can't say that I did not see this coming. Over the course of the past several months, YouTube has been going through and pulling down all kinds of content, claiming medical misinformation, but yet they won't give you a chance to listen to the video or hear. It's one of those deals. But a lot of them was going way back to like 2014 when the big Ebola thing was going on. So a lot of them are from back then. But then I got an email today saying that our YouTube channel has been wholly demonetized. And I just thought that was awful interesting considering the stances that we take on many topics. And in fact, the email said that the reasoning behind it is because my content it can be harmful to others. Right now, last night we covered the story about the release of the manifesto of the troubled youth that well, as an adult, but uh, that went on a shooting spree. And I'm sitting there looking and going, now wait a minute. All of these alternative lifestyle choices and all that stuff that's being pushed is leading to catastrophic events in people's lives and families' lives and everything else. And if I was out there promoting that stuff, they'd be making sure they were putting me at the top of the ranking. Yet that's the stuff that is really causing the harm. We talked last night about a mayor in Alabama that just committed suicide because he was outed as a crossdresser. People didn't sit well with it, and he took his life as a result. Now that's harm. When there are people that are taking their own lives or taking the lives of others because of a mental illness that people have created into an ideology, that's harmful. That's what's harmful. It is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. I made a video yesterday in reply to a video that was made by Big Family Homestead. It's about 28 minutes long, and I hemmed and hawed about it yesterday, and then I decided against posting it. Just you know, well, with the news that I got this morning, I'm posting it. And I will just ask Brad and Krista to forgive my, infringement on their content. Um, Please don't strike me, bro. So I'm only playing the same clip that I put out yesterday of your prior night's live stream. It's that same clip, 56 seconds or so, and it says it all. So without further ado, I will go ahead and let you view the video that I initially intended to put out yesterday and decided against it. But with these new happenings, people need to understand what it is that's going on. And when I'm being punished under the guise that I'm causing harm to others, I'm not promoting things that are causing people to take their own lives and stuff like that. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Anyway, enjoy the video. Most importantly, learn from the video. Good morning. Last night, I caught at least part of a live stream, and some of the topic of it was rather interesting. And I'm gonna play a clip, and I'll ask Big Family Homestead, please don't strike me. I mean, I'm commenting on your clip that I support. I agree with what you're saying, And I appreciate you going into detail on the back end stuff because, we've got a monetized channel and whatnot, but I don't ever even look at the analytics page. I have no idea how to even navigate around that stuff. I'm sure I could figure it out if I cared, but I simply don't. So I don't know. Like he talked earlier in the video than the clip that I'm going to show. He talked earlier about some tools that content creators can use, and I don't know anything about that stuff. I don't. I'm completely dumb when it comes to that stuff because I don't care. And I'm saying I don't care for my channel. I don't care. We're not here for that. We're here because of the Father, not because I'm trying to make money or I'm trying to become a household name, Nothing like that. I'm here to serve the Father, and that's it. But Brad last night shared some pretty interesting details about the creator tools, and I thought there was something up with this, and he laid it all out, and I appreciate it, Brad and Krista. And again, I will ask, please don't strike me, bro. I'm commenting in agreement on your clip, and folks really need to hear that. I've got a 56-second clip out of his live stream, and everybody really does need to hear this. So again, no copyright infringement intended, but I'm going to give you an example just right from this morning, and you may be able to see it down at the bottom of the screen there. We're going to get to that. It proves exactly the point, and it's getting old. And the reason why it's frustrating me so bad is because so many people are hurting right now. And you got these content creators, aka influencers, that are leading them around by the nose and getting a lot of people to buy stuff that they don't need or stuff that they don't understand simply because they can make a profit off of it. And they have there's nothing. It doesn't seem like there isn't that little voice in the back of the head saying that, hey, this is, using people like this, because that's what it is using people, is wrong. It's just plain wrong. Anyway, let me play. It just sits real bad with me. Let me play the clip I've got here real quick. Again, no copyright infringement intended. I'm playing this fairly solely for the fair use value and for commentary. So, I mean, technically I'm allowed to, but we all know how the system works. So, anyway, Brad and Krista, the Big Family Homestead, or Big Family Homestead, no the. And I will put a link to this clip in which you can come over here and watch the full video. I already shared this clip out on Twitter and on Facebook and on YouTube and in the community post. So anyway, just take a quick listen.
The two big things that they keep trying to get the creators to do:
fear, and I can't remember the other one. One of them was fear. What was the other one?
Curiosity.
Curiosity, yeah.
And they're better if you can combine them.
Right.
That's what these other channels are doing when they give you a product or they give you some headline like, it's going to kick off at every moment. They're using the tools, or a lot of them are. Mm-hmm. A lot of them are using the tools that say, if you scare people, then you're going to get a lot of views. If you sell them a doodad and you tell them, this could be what saves your life, they know that there's a big chunk of people out there that are going to watch it. And then they know there's a big chunk of people that are going to buy it. Two big things.
So, and it just loops back through again. But, he's absolutely correct with what he's saying. Now, I didn't know that about these tools. I don't know where to access. I mean, I know I got an analytics tab, but I don't know how to navigate that stuff. Because again, I don't care. That's not why I'm here. I'm not a YouTuber, and I have to say it like that because I have never in my life wanted to cuddle up with any type of group of people on that level. I never have. I've always been a little bit more of a, don't get me wrong, I belong to many, many groups, and I can be as much of a team player as is needed. But for the most part, the masses with masses, the M is often silent. And so I just kind of try to keep my distance. But so I told you I was going to give you an example, and I'll give you the link to it and all that. But so constantly we see content creators doing this fear mongering thing, and they have something to sell or whatever. And I caught pinball this morning, and I made sure to get the exact quote. I actually played it back to like three freaking times, 3, 4 times, just to make sure I nailed the exact quote. And I'll put the link that'll take you right to the right spot in his video. I absolutely can't play a second to his content because he gets all red snowflakey. But he said, and I quote, "The globalists are out there trying to decide how to destroy the world." Does that make any sense to you? Because it doesn't make any sense to me. They're trying to decide how to do it because they don't know. Fear mongering. And it just so happens to have, he announces some giveaways for some solar generators and announces about a sale of solar generators. Folks, this is the thing, and I'm not. The reason I make such a big deal of this and point this out so much is for the reasons I stated earlier. There's a lot of people out there that, for whatever reason, put a lot of trust in these content creators. The term influencer is very accurate, and it probably should be used more often, but not with such a positive connotation. Because influencers in today's society, on today's social media networks, typically aren't positive influencers, right? Usually there has to be something corrupt or amiss in the whole deal. That's just the way it is. Why? Because it sells. Because it sells. I could sit here and show you our back end of our YouTube and show you what videos that we've had that just goes boom, right? And it's the ones with the more fearful titles. It's the ones with the more fearful looking thumbnails and stuff like that. I'm not doing that to try to draw people in. I just do it because that's if the article has an image or, I'll put it with it because it belongs. If that's a scary image, it's a scary image. I've shared plenty of thumbnails with totally benign images. Some of them I share are even humorous, So I don't go out for that fear factor or anything like that. But, at the end of the day, we're a news channel, right? If somebody is supposed to be, responsible for telling you the bad news, the scary stuff, it's the news folks. The preparedness industry is nothing like it used to be. Now it's all about commercial sales. Pretty much the long and the short about preparedness. And if you even bring up how people really need to start educating themselves more, learning skills that will actually benefit and help them. Oh, they want to crucify you. They want to crucify you. You know why? Because knowledge, education, experience, you can't just click add to cart on that. That takes actual effort. And there's not a whole lot of people that's got that level of discipline. And I don't know what to say. People like Pinball and many others throughout my life want me to back away from what I've invested so much time and energy into, and that is my skills. And I don't understand that. Pinball, why am I supposed to back away from that, man? I put in my time. Don't you guys say that, people that actually do the thing, that put in their time, deserve? But how come that changes when it comes to me? Is it simply because I call you out? Because it doesn't make sense, man. And the whole reason for this entire video is, for one, people need to start taking responsibility. People need to start holding themselves accountable. We are headed to a dark place. I don't think there's a lot of people that would disagree with that thought. Right now, the most important thing that we can do, whether it be the news creators or whether it be, I don't know what else to call it, the news people or the prepping channels, we really need to be focused. And I'm going to say on two things, although I understand and respect there will be disagreement on the one, and the one has to be spirituality, the Father, right? Tighten up, tighten up your relationship with the Father. That's number one. And I respect it. Some people won't agree with that. But number two is those skills, actual skills that will translate and be a benefit, that will make you an asset. That is the most important thing that people can do right now to prepare for what's coming. Actually learning and becoming capable to do necessary things. You know how many people out there now can't change the tire on their a tire on their car? And if that isn't bad enough, how many people can't change their oil? Have no idea how to change the oil on their car. These are tasks that people to get a driver's license should have to know. When I went through driver's ed in high school, we did have to know how to change a tire. I don't think that's required now. At least I'm pretty sure I heard that it wasn't. It's kind of funny. My oldest brother, Clyde, was actually on the video that we got to watch when I went to high school. I got to watch the video that had my brother on it, my oldest brother, changing the tire. So that was pretty cool. But anyway, build those skills, folks, and really, folks need this. It's not going to change until people stop watching the content. As long as they keep seeing their view counts tick up, as long as they keep seeing their subscriber count tick up, they're going to keep doing that because it's profitable for them. You may think this content's free. Oh no, this content ain't free. Nope. No. You are the product. That's the long and the short of it. Last night, Luke went live. We Are Changed, Luke. And I brought it up on our TV. And my thought was, well, they completely stripped monetization from Luke. So I don't have to, because I don't have to deal with commercials on the ads on my computer because I use AdBlock Plus. Okay. But I don't have that luxury on my cheapy TCL Roku TV. But I thought his channel's like completely demonetized. So I thought I'll bring it up on there. I hate commercials. I'll bring it up on there because I won't have to deal with commercials. Well, guess what? Guess what? For Luke's demonetized channel, there were 2 advertisements that I had to watch before I could even start watching the video content. Even though his channel is 100% demonetized. and he doesn't see a penny for it. They're still running those advertisements. You are the product. And unfortunately, as far as like YouTube is concerned, it's ruthless now. They, as proven with Luke, they'll demonetize your channel and still advertise on it to make money for themselves. You know, we we have not made over 1 cent in a month time from our monetization. I mean, it's ridiculous. And if you would compare that to, say, 2016, because I have, monumental difference, right? Monumental difference. A very monumental difference that we should have already had a payout or two, which a payout, you got to have $100 built up for a payout. We should have, if the money would have been the same, right, from 2016 to now, we should have already had a payout or two. And we're lucky to make a penny a month. So it's just quite huge, the difference in what they pay now pay their content creators for the advertising. So it is what it is. I mean, greed is greed is greed, right? And that's what led us to many of these places to begin with. But keep getting ready, folks, and don't, there's a reason these channels are constantly doing this. And again, I want to tip my hat to Brad and Krista for pointing this out, because, folks, it is ridiculous the level of fear that I see day in and day out on YouTube. And it's to sell you products and to get you to keep clicking, because they're making money. You're the product. They're making money off of you. We have to stop supporting this. For one, we shouldn't be emotional about what's going on. We should approach it with logic, with practicality, not with our hair on fire. Make a lot of dumb decisions when you approach things like that with your hair on fire. I've done it. I've done plenty of it, even in preparedness. My first round of preparedness, I bought a lot of dumb shit. Pardon the language, but yeah, I bought a lot of dumb stuff that I don't even have now, because truly it wasn't. It was kind of foolish, and I'm trying to think of an example. I can't just off the top of my head, but gas masks, right? Because that was going to protect me from a nuclear apocalypse, right? At Pinball again, not that long ago, put out a video about gas masks, trying to get people to go out and spend a ton of money on gas masks. And he even, in my comment section, right, over on, you go look community, he replies to some of my stuff, because I nail him pretty hard. I do. It is what it is, right? He shouldn't have called me stupid. He shouldn't have called me stupid for being educated on solar. I don't know what to tell him, but I think it's absolutely hilarious that he lacks integrity so much that he can't even own up that he did that. That is hilarious. But I call him out quite a bit. I honestly do. But he had this gas mask, and he was talking, and in the comments, he even, "Oh, are you NBC certified or what?" Dude, stop, because you obviously didn't learn much either. So, because one thing you would understand is the maximum amount of time that cartridge in your gas mask is going to last, and this is like the maximum in a radiological event, was it's 24 hours. 24 hours. I want to know where his warehouse of gas mask filters are, cartridges. I want to know where his warehouse of gas mask cartridges are, that he's going to ride out the alpaca lips with his gas mask. Yeah, right? "Oh, no, you just put that on so you can leave and get out of the area." Oh, yeah, like all the other thousands and thousands and thousands of people that are trying to leave to get out of the area. Good luck with that. Don't get caught in the fallout, yo. I mean, there is a lot of impracticality in the products that are being pushed for SHTF. There really truly is. There really truly is. Just don't fall for it, folks. Again, where my dog is in the fight is because, number one, I'm here to help people. These folks aren't helping people. They're using them. That's one dog in the fight. And the other dog in the fight is I have the knowledge, the education, the experience that I actually worked at. Again, I've been talking about using wood gasification as a replacement for gasoline and diesel for over a decade, and I can prove it. This isn't new to me. I'm not a Johnny come lately in the prepping world. I've been involved in preparedness for a long time, and as I've said it before, I didn't learn from YouTube. I didn't learn prepping from YouTube. There are large preparedness groups out there that talk on boards and forums that are tucked away from the YouTubes for good reason, because we're adults talking over there that aren't just trying to pilfer products to one another, that aren't just trying to figure out how we can hide away in our hole with our box of crackers. No, we're over there trying to figure out how we can save as many people's lives as possible. A little bit of a difference in motive, wouldn't you say? I'd say. Believe me, folks, believe me when I say this. And no, I'm not going to link any of these boards and forums. Why? Because they don't want any. They're plenty big enough, and they are big. They dwarf the YouTube preparedness crowd. And like I say, that's not on me. I have been asked. I have been asked by 3 different websites not to give it out. And I won't. I won't. Because we don't want infected over there with the profiteering, the fear mongering, the selfishness. We don't want that. So we've got a mission to help people. We've been doing this we've been in these talks, we've been having these discussions. Well, I have been involved. They have been going long before me, but I have been involved for well over a decade and a half. So again, I'm not Johnny come lately at this, and I don't come at this with the YouTube education. I've been talking wood gasification for over a decade. Why? Because I've been down that road, and I've looked and I've looked and I've looked and I've looked for any option, any viable option, and there's only one: wood gasification. A lot of people have a lot of great ideas. Some people want to talk about distilling, and you would have to have a mass operation, and the amount of grain and fuel you would need in order to fuel, meaning wood or what have you. Um, it would be an enormous operation with very, very little results, very little production. You certainly aren't going to be able to produce enough to be running tractors for farming and stuff like that. Been down this road. The easiest, the best choice is wood gasification. You can please, and I want you to devil's advocate that as much as you can, because my intent is to find somebody that finds a better idea than me. See, again, my motives are completely upside down from the majority. I'm not out for me. I'm out looking for something better than I've came up with. It's not about me. has nothing to do with me. Wood gasification has nothing to do with me. I didn't create it. I just know about it. It's not about being at the front of the race. It's about making sure that all the racers can continue to compete. And I know that may not make a lot of sense. Maybe it did. But folks, we don't build strong nations by tearing down everything in the nation. And that's what's happening. And it's happening from so many angles. There's a whole bunch of people that will claim that it's in the name of progress. And no, I'm not even talking about the liberals. I'm talking about people. And the last thing you need to do is break things down to political parties. That is the most foolish, idiotic thing to do. I don't know, folks. Don't let people fearmonger you. Understand that there are people out there that are trying to use you to make money or to feed their ego. It's not free. It's not free. Anyway, just think about what I said. I know there's quite a bit in there. It's a crazy world, folks. It's a crazy world. And as I stated last night on the live show, I'm commanded to blow my trumpet. I am not going to take the side of man when the Father tells me that if I am aware of something and I don't blow my trumpet and somebody stumbles because I don't blow my trumpet, that's on me. And I'm sorry. If I have to choose between keeping the Father happy or keeping mankind happy, I'm choosing the Father because I learned a long time ago there ain't a damn thing that you can keep man happy with because they always want more and more and more. Father, he puts it all out there right on the table for you, lays it all out, and it never changes. Shalom.